How you doing today?
Hi, how you doing? This is Mr. Mike. I'm trying to reach Dazzle.
Oh, I'm Dazzle. What's up? What can I help you with?
I got a party to say that you do readings, right? I got this situation. This bitch of mine, she been ghosting me, and then she come answer the door. One that it was my man walking out the door, talking about what's up to me.
What?
Hey, how about that shit?
All right, well, we're gonna do a reading on that because that sounds bad.
And then she told me that they ain't do that for her.
They
She
ain't do
lying, ain't she?
nothing.
She lying, ain't she?
Well, we're gonna figure it out. I'm about to pull out these cards. Let's get into it. All right.
All right.
So
All right.
sit still. Let me shuffle my deck, and we're gonna figure it out. Hello, good morning.
Mike, I'm trying to
Oh my goodness, it's playing again.
Dazzle, what's up? What's up?
Okay, it's done. All right, so hello, everybody. It's your girl DAZZLE.tarot, and it's in the morning time. How are you guys doing? Please like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Hit that notification bell so you can be notified of when I upload and when I go live. And if you would like to book a private reading, all you have to do is go into the description box. Everything's going to be down there. What I do here is all alleged and for entertainment purposes only until modern science comes up with a mathematical equation. That the metaphysical science is in fact a valid form of science, and all tools of divination are all valid tools of science. All right. So today I wanted to talk about Mariah Carey. Mariah Carey recently lost both her mother and her sister. And, it has to be something said about that. People lose multiple family members. It's very common that multiple family members leave at the same time or around the same time. Things like that do happen. I know it must be, a lot to take in for a person. Even if you did have your issues with your family members, it's still a lot to take in. Let me move this back. It's still a lot to take in. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm just sending good vibes to Mariah Carey for the passing and her family for the passing of her mother and her sister. Right? So, what are we here for? Right? We are here because it's been a lot of rumors that because the association with Clive Davis and everything else like that, because everybody feels like Clive Davis is this evil, satanistic person, right? And because, she's been so famous, the devil came to collect, pretty much her mom and her sister. But like I said, I am a realist before I am a conspiracy theorist, right? There's a million other reasons why, her two family members passed away. And it's not just a sacrifice, right? And people use sacrifices like too literal. A sacrifice can mean many things, right? Even at the jobs that you guys take on right now, you're sacrificing things to be at this job, for the betterment of you, right? So or when you're pursuing your dreams, you have to sacrifice people, places, and things because you are pursuing your dreams and you want the best outcome. So people sacrifice every day. So when I hear people use the word sacrifice, I feel like they're putting it out of context, right? But I do feel like, before I even because I am going to do a reading about that. But before I get to that, I do think I should be respectful enough to be like, okay, well, someone just lost their mother and their sister, no matter how they felt about their sister or their mother, whatever the case may be, it's still a loss. So I'm not going to be like, it's her fault. Why? Because that's what you're basically saying. What you're basically saying is that she sacrificed her mother and her sister deliberately for fame. And that's what that was. And that's basically blaming her for what has happened to them, which is not fair to do. Okay? It's not. Because if that is the case, we can blame everybody for the passing of their mothers or their fathers or their brothers and stuff like that. Because technically, due to a passing, there's a timeline that happens, right? Like, what if this person didn't pass, right? So, I mean, and when I'm saying that, just think about it like this. Your sibling could have passed, and because they passed, it inspired you to do certain things, and you end up being very successful at those things. Would it be fair for me to say that your sibling was sacrificed? But no, it's just the timeline of how it's supposed to go, right? And how it's supposed to reshape you and your reality, having to go through that loss. So, y'all see what I'm saying? It's early. But look, that's what I'm getting from all that. Honestly speaking, I am a tarot advisor, but I'm also someone who puts the spirituality into reality, right? What's that old saying? Don't be so heavily sent that you're no earthly good. Don't be so conspiracy minded that you're no reality, like earthly reality good. You know what I'm saying? So I was watching this video from Tough News TV. He is a content creator and he has a big channel, and he did a story about the devil coming to collect from Mariah Carey when it comes to her mother and her sister. And we're going to listen to it. I'm not going to put it on the screen. I'm going to just put my avatar up and we're going to listen to it from my phone, right? Because that'll be a little easier. And then, I'll do my commentary and then I can sit there and do a reading for it. So, again, I love y'all. Let's do this. And everything I say here is all alleged and for insane purposes. And I'm going to be doing this. This is going to be covered over fair use. And I hope Tough News don't have a problem with it. So let's get into it. Okay. Let me put my avatar up. Okay, let's start. Oh, let me get it started.
And people around him. Have you noticed that people around him are what it is? So let's go ahead and talk about this incredible sad story that took place over the weekend. I'm pretty sure that you guys have already heard the news because it's dealing with Mariah Carey. So Mariah Carey lost both her mom and sister on the same day this past weekend, and I believe it was this past Saturday. Now, while a lot of Mariah Carey fans are sending their well wishes and condolences her way, there are a lot of people that are giving this the side eye while still sending Mariah her well wishes and condolences based off of her connection to Clive Davis. Now, a lot of people are coming to the conclusion that this...
And why is Clyde Davis? It's always Clyde Davis. I mean, in the Black community, if you ask anybody who's the devil, it's always Clive Davis. Like, Clive Davis is making these people sign stuff against their will. They're willingly signing and wanting to work with him. Well, around that time when he was popping, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I just kind of, I'm gonna ask a question about that too, because I don't know. I just feel like we make a boogeyman out of people. So Clyde Davies is the boogeyman at this point. I said Davies. Clyde Davis is the boogeyman, basically. So a lot of conspiracy theories when it comes to the Black music industry.
This is the price that Mariah had to pay in order to obtain the amount of fame that she has. And just like a friend of mine that's currently in the music industry told me a long time ago, you just can't make it in the business based off of your talent. Once you get to that $20 million net worth, you get paid a visit from the top. And normally, 9 times out of 10, you have to sacrifice something, whether it be your soul or this demonic and satanic force may command the souls of your family members all the way down to the little ones. Now, I will say this. I'm not jumping to the conclusion and saying that this is actually factual, that there was some sacrifice that took place here. But what I am saying, it's worth having the conversation based off of the history of Clive Davis and people around him. Have you noticed that people around him and Diddy just dropped like flies? And also, let me take the...
Oh, yeah. And another thing, when he brought up people around Clive Davis dropped like flies. Now, I was just talking to a client last night, right? and I was telling her about a conversation I had with my grandmother. Recently, my grandmother's one of her close friends passed away. And, I was just calling my grandma just to check in. And, she wasn't doing too good because my mom, let's rewind it. My grandmother is in her 80s. She wasn't doing too well she wasn't taking the laws that well because, as she said, everybody around her has passed away. Her whole family, outside of her children and her grandchildren and her great grandchildren, are all dead. They passed away. All of her friends passed away. And my mom was my grandmother's rock, and she is dealing with what she's dealing with. My mom is really dealing with some things due to brain damage. And that has affected my grandmother. My grandfather passed away, but we was talking about how, when her aunt told her that, getting old is the most hardest thing you can do. It's the saddest and loneliest time because people die around you. And you see everyone that raised you passed away. Everyone that you know will pass away if you live long enough. So, and I made this little joke. I said, well, evil doesn't die. Evil take a long time to die. And since they call you an evil Aries, you going to be around for a long time. She burst out laughing. And so I tried to make light of it, just trying to make her feel better, right? So we make little jokes like that. So I'm saying this to say that Clive Davis is old too. Clive Davis, if you grow old enough, you're going to see everybody die around you. Everybody's not going to make it to your age. You're going to have some people that die young, some people that die old, some people die in accidents, some people die of suicide, some people die of old age. Heart disease, everything. You're going to see it all. So why is Clive Davis different from my grandmother? Oh, yeah, because he's in the music industry. And people have made stories about him worshiping Satan and the evil industry and things like that. That's the only thing I can think of. But that is really what happens. When you get old enough, you're going to see everybody die. Everybody's going to die around you. Your loved ones, your friends, even your children. And that was the other part that my grandmother, she has a fear of, because she was like, she outlived everybody else. She doesn't want to outlive her children too. You know what I'm saying? My grandma had 6 kids. And one of them right now is really, really, really in a grave condition, and which is my mom. And she's afraid to lose my mom. And if she loses my mom, she's like, I just don't know no more. Like it's a hard thing, getting old. So I don't know. I'm not going to put all that on Clive Davis when it comes to that, because the reality is that will happen. I'm being fair. I'm speaking in reality.
The time to expound on this because I've seen a lot of chit chat on the internet ever since the news broke that Mariah Carey lost both her mom and sister on the same day. I've come across a lot of people saying, oh Lord, here come the people that are going to be saying that this is some type of sacrifice. I don't want to see it. All I want to see is condolences to Mariah.
You damn right, because I'm one of them people that be saying that, because not everybody is being sacrificed. If that is the case, if you feel like that's a sacrifice, then every single body on this planet then sacrifice their family, their friends, and everything. I don't know. But yeah. But then again, I'm gonna just be open and just listen, y'all. Go ahead.
Carey and things like that. But I noticed that when Whitney Houston passed away, when Kanye West's mother passed away, and all the melanated individuals and entertainers in the business, when they had
my bad, y'all.
So that they could use sound to
my bad.
their weight. Had something unfortunate to happen to them, like Whitney Houston, Prince, and things like that, Michael Jackson. we came to the conclusion very quickly that something happened to them. Whether it was MJ and Prince exposing the dark, deep secrets of Hollywood and also the music industry and basically wanting more control of certain things, and also Whitney wanted more control of her music. She wanted to make more money. And what happened? They all came up missing. Now, I'm smart enough to know not every celebrity or people that are close to the celebrity, like their family, pass away because of some sacrifice. People get sick. People have accidents and things like that. But in my opinion, it's just rather alarming that you have a mom and a sister of a big time celebrity that passed away on the same day. Now, I'm pretty sure that I can go and do a deep dive within U.S. history and find out there were several family members, hundreds of thousands over the course of so many years, that ended up passing on the same day. But again, the caveat here is Clive Davis and the association he's had with so many people that were prominent within the music industry. So for the people that were weary about individuals coming out questioning the passing of Mariah Carey's mom and sister and tying it to some possible sacrifice, may I pose the question to you all. Do you think that Mariah is exempt from paying her dues?
I don't think that if Mariah, and this is my answer for that, if Mariah did, see, here's the thing. I don't believe, not in the pit of my soul do I believe you can sell your soul. You cannot sell your soul. You can allow certain energies to attach to you. You can be attacked by certain energies. You can do those things, but the hard truth is you cannot sell your soul. Your soul is not for sale. So I really don't believe someone can sell their soul. I believe that people could conspire with certain energies. They can. So if Mariah Carey conspired with a certain energy, with a certain vibration to gain success, and the exchange is this certain energy will give her that success, but however, it's a give and take. So she will have to face loss. But then I understand, but then I don't understand because in the book of life, I said in the book of life, let me get it more in a way. Let me say it in a better way. Mariah Carey's mother and her sister chose this life for a lesson, for a reason. Just like Mariah Carey chose this life for a lesson and for a reason. They were sent on this planet. They were reincarnated on this planet to go through this life cycle with each other for a reason. And just like a season, everybody's not going to be in your next season. They were in her life for a season, for a lesson, and then they no longer had to be in their life. And not everybody's life cycle is going to end in a way that's convenient for another. So I don't believe one can sell a soul. Now, I believe their intentions can be to cut off a life cycle. But however, to the person's life cycle that they plan on taking, to be honest with you, that was already written. That was an exit point that, they probably wasn't going to take, but they end up taking. You know what I'm saying? So, but it was already meant to happen to shape somebody, to outside of that person's life cycle, to shape someone in there, and and how they learn and how they heal and all types of stuff like that. Their lessons, right? So I don't know about selling a soul. You cannot sell a soul. Your soul is not for sale. Your soul is part of source. If you can sell a soul, you can sell the source. So I really don't feel like you can do that. Now, that's what y'all think, but y'all give people, places, and things too much power over you. When it's called manifestation and things like that. whatever is going on is what is, right? Whatever you feel is what is. If you feel like you can sell your soul, then that's what you're going to believe. That's what it's going to be. But in reality, you cannot sell your soul. Your soul is not for sale. Your soul is part of source, God, whatever. Energy never dies. This, that, and the third. Now, you can have energetic vampires and things like that, but selling your soul, no. So, but in the same token, if she did that, then the fair thing would be it was time to collect and this, that, and the third. That's if she did that. But go ahead.
Because the last time I checked, the devil doesn't show any favoritism or nepotism to his children. Now, with all of that said, I do want to acknowledge the fact that Mariah Carey's sister and mom have their health challenges, right? And so I believe Allison, Mariah's sister, was diagnosed with AIDS back in the early 90s. And also she had her struggles with addiction. Now, Mariah's mom, Patricia, wasn't too far removed from having to move out of her home because Mariah Carey sold the home that she bought her mother after her brother Morgan tried to sue her for $1.2 million. So Mariah ended up placing her mom in an assisted living program. That way she could receive around-the-clock care. Now, this is a statement that Mariah released in regards to the passing of her mom and her sister. And it says, I feel blessed that I was able to spend the last week with my mom before she passed. Carey said in the statement, I appreciate everyone's love and support and respect for my privacy during this impossible time. Now, you notice that Mariah didn't mention anything about her sister. That's because they weren't on the best of terms. And Mariah had a struggling relationship with her mother also, but they were on better terms than Mariah and her sister were. Now, Mariah talked about these mishaps that she had with her sister and her mom in her book. And she talked about the fact that her sister was trying to pimp her out, had her on drugs, and things of that nature. Now, following the announcement of the passing of Mariah's mom and her sister, a lot of people are turning back to the interview that Allison did, where she says that she witnessed sacrifice, and the sacrifices took place to get Mariah's career to the next level. So, y'all, I'm going to roll these clips, and then I'll be back to close the video.
There was a close family member involved in a satanic cult. Used to force me to attend certain rituals. There were a lot of things that I witnessed that, were like secrets that you wish you didn't have to hold on to. People would be wearing black robes with hoods, so you couldn't see their faces. And they'd be walking in a line, chanting the usual things that satanic cults do. I did suffer abuse during those rituals. Some of those satanic holidays, they always will be involved with abuse with children. When Mariah was in any danger, when she was a child, when there was something going on where she could have been harmed, I did whatever I could do to protect her. Mariah was 3 years old, and I was 11, and I was threatened, if you don't do this, what we're telling you to do, and we're gonna get her, And when you're given that type of a threat, it's almost impossible to ignore what you're being told. Yeah. Mariah, I know that you've gone through a tremendous amount of pain and difficulty. And sometimes it's as though, I know sometimes you feel as though what you're remembering didn't really happen, I just want you to know that if there was ever any way that you needed help from me, just pick up the phone.
All right, so she's saying that Mariah Carey, she's witnessed satanic rituals and stuff like that. But here's my thing though. And can I just ask y'all a question? Do y'all feel like if you were Mariah Carey and you heard your sister doing an interview like that, would that make you want to communicate with your sister? Would that make you want to answer the phone for your sister or reach out to your sister? Would that really make you want to do that? Because she sat there and alluded to, Will said that, yeah, she's some part of a cult, satanic rituals and things like that. And even, let's say if it was true, you want to air your sister's business out and then ask her if you ever need my help or this, that, and the third and be public with it. If I want to reconcile with my sister, if she was in a cult or not, the first thing I would do wouldn't be having an interview with anybody, because I wouldn't want to upset the situation or, make her feel like she can't come to me or whatever. Because obviously, if it was true, you're airing her business out. Why would she want to? Why would she really want to talk to you? It doesn't make sense to me, right? And then I do believe that her brother tried to sue her, and her sister tried to sue her. At some point, we do have to ask those, and even though her sister has passed, we do have to ask those questions about exactly why things are the way they are. And there's a reason why a person would not want to deal with their family. Even if it's for a selfish reason, the fact is there's always a reason why one would not want to deal with their family members. There's a lot of pain, there's a lot of drama, there's a lot of mess, and a lot of times people feel like their lives will be better if they can love you from a distance because they cannot deal with all that extra stuff. So we need to really think about that. But also, we're talking about a woman who struggled with addiction, had brain damage due to a violent, altercation? Well, a violent attack, because her home was being burglarized and stuff. And she does not have a good relationship with her sister. And if you have to sue your sister for millions, then that means that you've been wanting some type of money from your sister too. I mean, that's what I'm getting from all that. I don't know, maybe I'm being whatever, but I'm going to read on it. But that's just kind of what I'm getting, because I'm actually past the whole sacrifice and Hollywood Satanism and stuff. To be honest with you, Satanism, Lutheranism, Catholicism, Christianity, all that is all religious organizations and things like that. All of them do rituals for negative or positive at this point to me. Okay, so I'm not moved by that. All right, so I'm over that. That's because, I don't know, maybe through my spiritual experiences, I kind of see past that. Okay, so I don't know, but it's a good story to tell about the industry and about your famous sister if you're going to get paid for it, and attention for it. To siphon your sister's energy, and some of that good fortune can come upon you. That's a good story to tell for that.
And call me, and I would always be there for you.
And Carey, Mariah Carey's sister, talks about the sacrifices they would do for Mariah to get famous. 1 to 3 years old were sacrificed, and this traumatized her horrifically.
We have these big circles of these Satanists around an altar, where the people, sometimes in hooded, what do you call them? They're wearing these long cloaks that were brown with hoods, and they'd be in a circle or two circles, one inside of the other, by the altar where there'd be live children and sometimes babies. So, and that would happen at night. I saw people get stabbed.
All right, so look, that's good enough for me. Hold on, but maybe I just let her finish talking, y'all, so I can start this reading.
And start, and it would be dripping to the floor. It was just the youngest I ever saw. I'd say it was about younger than 2 years. And then there were several that were 2 and 3. I can't imagine how anybody got away with that. The kid disappears. Don't detectives come try to...
Okay, so I'm good with that. I pretty much see what she's saying. So basically, Mariah Carey's sister said they've been doing sacrifices for Mariah Carey to be famous since Mariah Carey is a little girl, and they've been sacrificing children and been getting away with it and things like that at the altar, and that's what that is, right? But in the same breath, she's saying all this, but in the same breath, she wants to reconcile and connect with her sister, even though she is saying these things, right? She wanted to, right? So, and she passed away. So I'm not, we're going to figure this out first, and then we're going to get the other part, right? So I guess the first thing I want to know, the first thing first, is that was her sister telling the truth? Was her family making sacrifices and being in a cult, evil satanic cult for Mariah Carey to be famous? Were they sacrificing babies? Was her sister absolutely telling the truth? And I mean it from the bottom of my heart. I just want to see the truth. I want to know the truth. And then I'll go from there. Was she telling the truth? Yes or no? Was it the truth? Was this the truth about Mariah Carey? Was her sister telling the truth about Mariah Carey and her family sacrificing babies for Mariah Carey to be famous? 1, 2, 3. No. The Knight of Pentacles is in the reverse. This is not a reliable source. This was not reliable. Usually the Knight of Pentacles comes in slow and steady, but it's a solid, stable offer. They have the receipts. They have proof of things. And when they come in, they're dead serious about what they're doing. Make no qualms, if you see the Knight of Pentacles, he's very, very serious. He's all about stability, security, and wealth. He is going to cross all his T's and dot all his I's. If he is in the reverse, this is not a reliable person coming in. And whatever they got for you is not stable, doesn't have anything of quality, of substance, none of that. So, is her story true? No, it's not. So I can proceed then. And here's the real thing. What was the relationship between Mariah Carey and her sister? Like, because I don't know. They were strained. Estranged. And, she didn't even give her condolences to her sister when she passed. But I guarantee you that interview was part of the reason why they didn't become close again. So, what was the energy surrounding that? What was the main... Okay, well, how did Mariah Carey feel about her sister? Let's do that. How did Mariah Carey feel about her sister? 1, 2, 3. How did her sister feel about Mariah Carey? 1, 2, 3. And what was the real underlying issue that they could not get along? 1, 2, 3. Okay, so Mariah Carey got the Three of Cups. Her sister had the Four of Swords in the reverse in the main issue. Huh. You know, Mariah Carey feels like the Three of Cups with her sister. You know, Three of Cups usually... You know, I think they had a better relationship when they were younger. Because, you know, as I look at this, no. The more I look at this, I'm not going to read the Three of Cups traditionally. The traditional Three of Cups is a celebratory card. It's about community, you know. It could be a little bit of competition there, so that could be it. But the way that this illustration is set up, I know Mariah Carey and her sister are mixed. This woman does look mixed. And Mariah Carey, I think, had black hair. Somebody had darker hair, right? But how she's feeling is that what I'm going to say is somebody felt left out a lot of times. Like, there's a disconnect there. So maybe someone feels, between her and her sister, one of them two, feels like they didn't connect with the other siblings or the family as much, and they felt like the outsider, in a sense. So, and the reason I'm saying that, because look how this looks. Like, you have the community right here celebrating and, you know, communion and things like that. And then you have this person that's underneath the water of some Little Mermaid shit. I want to be a part of your world. But it's like they don't feel a part of. So there's something going on with that. So somebody had this black sheep mentality. Somebody felt like they were not connecting. So I kind of feel like maybe that was her sister. Maybe she felt this way about her sister. How her sister feels about Mariah Carey. In the reverse, this is the same. These two females on these two different cards, way different cards. These are swords. These are cups. Different things going on, but they look the same. So it's the same, right? Might be talking about the same female, one of the two, right? So the Four of Swords in the reverse, traditionally you may need to take a break. Or traditionally you just coming back from a break and you're coming out of resting, right? But I feel like with this Four of Swords in the reverse, how I'm feeling about my sister, she does feel like her sister works hard. That's for one. That's a given or whatever. But just based on these illustrations, there's a lot of things that's hunting her sister. She felt like there was a lot of fears, a lot of situations, a lot of dark days, a lot of things that happened with her sister that hunts her, that make her feel the way she feels about certain stuff. I feel like Mariah Carey's sister feels like she knows what Mariah Carey has been through. I don't know what Mariah Carey has been through. You see these dark hands, these, you know, the boogeyman underneath her bed, right? Things that happened to Mariah Carey in the past that's very dark, that really hunts Mariah Carey. And and I think she does know, because technically she's not, when people pass away, they're not dead. They just took on another form, right? So she knows Mariah Carey been through some dark stuff, right? And it still hunts her. Now, the root of this, I don't know why. I don't know their story. But what I do know is that this is the King of Wands, right? The King of Wands is the major arcana court card of male energy, right? This is an older man, right? If we're going to do energies like that, older man, right? It's a fire energy. Leo, Aries, Sagittarius is all about action and surprise relationships, creativity, passion. Usually upright, he's just. In the reverse, he has an ego, self-centered, has an issue with women. Okay, he will abuse women and he will abuse his power. Right? So, and in this, he really does have a woman, and it's the same dark-haired woman that looks like this, that looks like the other two women, because it's the same woman. So that must mean something. So in the reverse, this person will do deviant shit too. I wonder, was Mariah Carey ever molested? Or was her sister ever molested? That made them kind of feel like a black sheep. You know how when certain things happen like that to children, you know, it forms their personality and things like that, right? So there is someone who abused them. There was some type of abuse going on. So I wonder if it was towards the sister or towards Mariah Carey. I don't know. But this is something that Mariah Carey felt like. Mariah Carey or her sister, I don't know. Because this is the same exact person. So both of these people are speaking of the same exact person. So if Mariah Carey feels this way and she experienced that, she feels like her sister was disconnected from her, right? And didn't understand. And she felt disconnected. And, you know, and if it's the other way around, it's the same scenario. But I do feel like Mariah Carey was abused sexually. Okay? Yeah. She felt that way. And where's their mom? No wonder why she feels some type of way about her family members. I wonder if somebody ever said that before. You know. But that's what this is. That's the root of it. The root of it is abuse. You know. They were abused. One or both were abused. That's the roots. So her sister's lying about sacrifices in that way and about killing babies and stuff like that. She was. The root problem with their relationship, when they get to the root, is abuse. Somebody abused one or both of them. Right. I feel like how this Mariah Carey, yeah. And then it's also about a little bit of jealousy too. One person feels like the other, you know, has something that they should have too. So what's going on with this? What was the root reason why the sister wanted to sue Mariah Carey? 1, 2, 3. Because they needed money and they didn't get it. They wanted to get out of a financial difficulty. The 5 of Pentacles in the reverse. But I do feel like the sister at the time was connected to a male, a masculine figure that was pushing her to sue. So, but she didn't win. So, hence, you know what's funny? You guys got to be careful about everybody who comes out with a story. You got to get their motivations. What was her motivation? Even though she lied and it was not a true story, what was the motivation for doing that towards Mariah Carey? What's the motivation to coming out with a conspiracy theories, wet dream type of story. 1, 2, 3. Strength in the reverse. She wanted to have an offer. It was about money. I'm going to tell you it's about money. She needed to balance some money. You get an opportunity, you get an offer that comes in. But to be honest, I feel like she felt like it was a way to take up for herself, to sow confusion, and to not take accountability for the things that she has done. You know that hangman in the reverse is a stubborn character. They will blame others for why they are not where they're supposed to be. She blamed her sister for why she can't do the things that she's supposed to do as a woman. But the truth is, she's capable of doing the things that she's supposed to do. And if she's had brain damage and stuff, she was capable of getting the things that she needed to get in order to live a sustainable life. She blamed her sister for why she couldn't do anything. That's wrong. Now, that's the real tragedy. Fuck the conspiracy. That's the real tragedy. Can you imagine that? You get famous and your sibling blames you for why they can't do what they're supposed to be doing in their life as an adult. And they want you to give them some type of money and take care of them. And when you say no, then guess what? You will see them on Tough News, on the blue couch, and things like that, talking about, yeah, my sibling sacrificed. She signed the contract with Satan. Why? Because they're getting paid for it. They're going to get money off of you in some type of way. Now, I'm not saying things like that don't happen, but it's not that many people. If you was to actually, let's be honest. Do I believe that people are Satanists? Yes. Do I think people are Luciferian? Yes. Do I think there are famous people who are like that? Hell, yes. But if it was going to be some secret society, why did everybody know about it? Like, if it was really deep down, high magic type stuff, you wouldn't know about it. So I feel like the real secret society, y'all don't even know about. You wouldn't. It'd be covered, protected, shielded. It'd be a veil there, right? 1, 2, 3. Yeah. It'd be way, way out there, right? Amongst you wouldn't be able to get to it. You see what I'm saying? You wouldn't be able. It's about these celebrities, right? You wouldn't be able to get to it, right? It wouldn't be just available for everybody to tell you what's going on, right? You see what I'm saying? But that's what I be feeling. I don't know, y'all, but let's see. To be honest, I do want to get to the part that they passed away. How does Mariah Carey feel about, what is she going through right now? How does she feel about her sister and her mother passing away? Back to back like that. How y'all think she feels? Oh. Well, this is an introspection card. This is wanting to be alone. It's the Hermit. Hermit energy could mean depression too. Feeling alone, feeling isolated, seeking inner wisdom, right? I feel like she felt alone. Like, she felt bad. The world is in a reverse. I mean, I can literally say that's her world being upside down. Like, honestly speaking, y'all got to remember that just because they got into, they were in these certain places, when it comes to each other, your siblings and your parents are like, you've known them all your life. You do feel away. and it was feeling away. Do I believe with the Six of Swords? Do I believe she's going towards a place of peace with everything? Yeah. But I do feel like she's recovering. She's trying to, but I do believe when it initially happened, she was feeling away. Of course, how could you not? How could you not? And I think Mariah Carey has a therapist too. So maybe she went through some counseling. Okay, so she did not mention her sister. Were they still in a dark place at the time? It was imbalance. So I think they were pretty much not seeing eye to eye. Her sister and her mom passed, so they're on the other side. So what would her sister want to tell her? Wow, the strength card comes out. So this is mean. Okay. Strength. 1, 2, 3. I think, in all clarity, I believe that if her sister could say anything, just to be honest, with this musician, this is a manifester card. Her sister viewed her as a manifester, right? And basically, I think that in a way, if you want to think like that, I think that's something that she can be proud of. So I'm thinking that she views her sister as strong. She views her sister as manifesting her goals and her dreams. And maybe it takes to be on the other side to really enjoy, to really give your sister those flowers. So that's what it is. She's proud of her sister. And her mom, of course, her mom loved her. Her mom, it was difficult. Life wasn't easy. But the fact is, anything, there has to be love there. That's what I'm going to say. I'm not really going to, but the whole thing about sacrificing and stuff like that, I can't really say it was true. I'm going to just ask, did Mariah Carey sacrifice her sibling and her mother? Did she do that? 1, 2, 3. Did she sacrifice? Abrupt endings, the Fool. There you go. You think, okay, so the Ten of Swords is here. The Fool card is here. The Queen of Pentacles is in reverse. And the Ace of Pentacles is right here. This talks about money. Now, this goes back to what is a sacrifice. But I do feel like here's the issue. If one feels betrayed in their childhood, takes a risk for a new beginning, and value money over her family. She did, technically they sacrificed her. She felt betrayed. What type of childhood what type of family did she have? Because this is one body. Y'all are saying that she sacrificed 2 people, but this is one body with many of swords. A family of swords. Abrupt, complete endings. And then you have this new beginning and taking a risk. And then you have a person who is the Queen of Pentacles in reverse that values money over family. So did she sacrifice her family? She reminds me of my uncle. I have an uncle right now. He only come around once in a full blue moon. He act like he don't know nobody. But he damn sure sacrificed his family and got the fuck on. That's what that reminded me of. He got the fuck on from the drama. So that's what she did. She sacrificed her family. Yeah. But that's after she's been betrayed. Abrupt endings and new beginnings, and looking at money as the money replaced her family. Don't see anything. Sound like hurt. Sound like trauma that she needs a therapist for. That's what that sounds like. So my real question is, what did they do to make Mariah Carey feel like that? See, y'all don't want to ask what they did. Y'all conspiracy theorists want to say what y'all believe she did. But she chose money over her family. She chose her career over her family. She cut her family off too. But she only did it because she felt hurt and betrayal. So what did they do to betray and hurt her? That's the real tea. I want to know, y'all. So what y'all think she did? They did. Lie, steal, abuse. You know. Y'all think people should stay in contact with their family members that do shit like that to them? They do say family hurts you the most. You know, there's always people that's close to you that do the worst to you. You're supposed to love them anyway. And forgive thine family. And act like nothing ever happened. Sweep it underneath the rug. It never happened. Well, obviously, she felt some type of way. And she held on to the trauma. And she got the fuck on. So, honestly, I don't blame her. Sometimes you got to. Sometimes family members are toxic. But look, I love y'all for real. I think I'm going to end it here. I said everything I wanted to say. Now, if I sound like one of them people that y'all don't like because y'all wanted me to be like, oh, she sacrificed. I mean, I don't give a damn. Well, maybe I can ask. Oh, shit. I ain't even asked that. Is Clyde Davis really the devil like y'all just like to say? Is he really the devil? Is he this big Satan worshiper? Confusion. You see this Ace of Swords in reverse. Clouded judgment, confusion, argumentative behaviors, lies. So I feel like there's a bit of a lie in that too. So remember, y'all, don't be so conspiracy minded that you're no earthly good, that you don't see the realities that's in front of your face. Sometimes the reality is worse than a conspiracy. Sometimes people don't want to be around their family because their family isn't shit. But rest in peace to Mariah Carey's mother and sister. So people do cut family off for that. And I mean, shit, if you're talking about what people signed up for, you signed them contracts, you got to adhere to them. So if it sounds evil and it sounds demonic, it's your reality. Okay? So that's what I got. All right, so love y'all for real. This time I'm gone. Peace.